This video project has a 40-minute runtime, but Claude just edited the entire thing for me in under 10 minutes. It scanned the entire transcript and determined what to keep and what to cut. It then chopped all of the footage, removing all of the gaps, and also cutting it super tight so there wasn't a bunch of fluff between everything that I said. Actually editing the video based off of the waveforms, like a pro. Now, there are other Claude skills that will edit video for you just like this, but every single one that I downloaded, I found only gave me a very rough draft. And instead of having a clean cut like this, there would often be a bunch of frames left over of dead space that I would have to manually go and fix after. But since I personally have nearly 20 years of video editing experience, I felt like if I made my own version of this skill, I could tune it in a way that follows the same logic I use when editing any of my own videos. If you stick until the very end of this video, I'm going to show you where you can download this Claude skill completely for free. My name is Vic. I'm not an AI guru. I got to make that super clear to you guys. I'm a content creator who's been running my own channels for over 5 years. On my other channels, I have over 650,000 followers. And this entire channel here is to develop systems using AI that helps you make content and keep it human. So if that sounds like something you're interested in learning, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. For the last year or so, I've used Gling, which is an AI tool, which does exactly what this Claude skill can do, but they charge hundreds of dollars a year and it gives you a super rough cut. So it transcribes the whole video, tries to pick the good and bad takes. Usually it fails at it. And then when you actually look at the cuts, they're super wonky and they have a bunch of gaps between them. And there's so much cleanup required with using a tool like this. And without Gling or a different similar AI tool, going through a video like this and editing it can literally take like 2 or 3 hours. So I was using Gling and I was happy, but I just felt that there was a better way with Claude Code. That's when I started looking around at different YouTube videos and different GitHub repos and finding what other skills were doing. And essentially I took all of that in and made my own version of a skill that can do it better. First off, it transcribes the whole video and then line by line stores it in a spreadsheet, which is how it decides which lines to keep and which lines to get rid of, because if you're filming, sometimes you repeat yourself. Then the LLM actually reads the final product to make sure it actually makes sense. And then it looks at the waveforms of the audio and makes those cuts even more precise based on a dB threshold. So I will say a caveat to this skill is that your audio needs to be good and you can't have a bunch of background noise because that will probably mess with how it actually works. But if you have a good mic and you're in a silent environment, this thing will work extremely well. Also, I need to make it clear that this tool doesn't do VFX. It doesn't do zoom ins or anything like that. All of that stuff is done afterwards. This tool was designed to cut and slice and remove all the crap from long stretches of video, but it can also work on like a 1-minute short form video or anything like that. This is an entire course that I just filmed in one shot. It is 40 minutes worth of footage, okay? Like this would take me 2 to 3 hours to go through, cut out all of the parts where I do a bad take, all of the gaps, and really just clean up the entire timeline, okay? This would take me that long. I've done it before, and a 40-minute video, that's quite a long time. So let's actually try this, install the skill from scratch, and then take this entire course that I just filmed and run it through the skill and see what we get. We have the zip file right here, and I'm just gonna say, install this skill for me that I made on my MacBook, because I actually made it on my MacBook and I'm bringing it over to my PC here. So this is literally a clean, fresh install of this skill. So we'll see. I know it needs some dependencies. It needs to install a few things and it's going to completely do that on its own in the background. See, it has an install text right here and it's completely safe to run, as you can see. But if you want, you can ask Claude to scan it for security as well if you feel like you need to. All right, he says it's installed and ready to go. And all we need to do is drop a raw talking head clip and say, perfect, cut this clip. Or you can say like, /perfect cuts, which is the actual skill name to start it up. And it's going to guide us through the entire process. So I'm just going to paste the file path of the video that I just recorded. And then I'm going to say, use the perfect cuts skill. What it's going to do now is ask me a bunch of questions about my project. It realized once I ran it that I didn't have the right version of Python. So I'm just going to get it to install the right version of Python. But then these are the questions that it will ask every single time. Did you film from a script? This is super important because if you film a video, maybe a short form video, and it's like a minute long, and you go line by line script exactly how the script says, you can give it the script and it'll just be even more accurate. Or if you have a rough script and then you maybe freestyled and improved it as you recorded it, you can say I have a rough script, or you just completely freestyled it. So there's three options: exact script, where it wants you to give it; rough script, it will also want it as well; and then freestyled, no script. I'm just gonna say that because this is a course and I just literally yapped. So freestyled. Include a rendered MP4 in the package. This will increase the file size of the package that you get at the end, because the package is going to give you a ton of different file types. If you want that rendered MP4, once you start using the skill and you're like, damn, it's crushing it every time, you can say yes. This time for me, I'm going to say no because it's 40 minutes long and it's probably gonna be pretty big, and I wanna work with this file after. So I'm gonna say no, but just know that it will render a maximum quality MP4 for you, as well as these other workable files. And then it's gonna ask, where should the package go? So I just grabbed a file path of exactly where I want this to be saved, and then I'm going to submit. And now this is going to work with Claude, and we'll be back once it's done to take a look at our results.
A few moments later.
All right. She is completed. It took about 12 minutes to run. However, I actually built this on my MacBook and then I just transferred it over to my PC. So it just had a bit of rewiring to do. So let's take a look at what the package has. So here it is right here. We have a README file, which I'll open first. So it basically outlines what each file will do for you. It also gives me credit. Hello. So the first one is an XML file. This is an editing file for Premiere and DaVinci Resolve. The second one is a revive file. So this is all of the cut decisions in a CSV spreadsheet. I'll show you what that looks like. This is so if it makes a cut that you didn't want and you're like, oh, it cut that line out, now I have to go dig through all the footage. No. You can actually just open the spreadsheet, find the line, and then work off of that point. Then also it creates a file that you can double click and it will open the Remotion window on your browser if you don't have Premiere or Resolve. So you can edit in Remotion built right in. Then we have a captions SRT ready to upload. So let's say you did use the MP4 and you just wanted to go right to YouTube. You have the captions file that you can upload as well. Then you have a EDL file, which is very similar to the XML. It's just other different editing softwares like Avid or Legacy. And then we have a cuts data file, which is a JSON file. So first off, let's take a look at the Remotion file. I'm just going to double click this Windows Remotion file right here. And here it is. We have the entire video cut in Remotion. I can edit it right on my browser if I don't have Premiere or Resolve or anything like that installed. And here is the spreadsheet file, the CSV, with all of the text lines in it. So you can see right here, this is the entire script line by line, and then it's the status of kept or cut. So it went through and decided like, okay, which ones are we keeping? Which ones are we cutting? Now this is super important because if you want to go back later and find a specific line that it might have cut, you can find it and you can see exactly what happened here. And there's also even a reason on why it decided to cut it. So right here, false started, restarted at 43. And this is just so it's not as destructive and you can have more control later on after the first edit pass is done. This is the original Adobe Premiere file, which I was in before, and I can just drag in the XML file right into that project. And then here's the sequence that it created. So this is my first time looking at it too. Let's double click and open up the sequence. And you can see, boom, bro, this entire thing has been edited from start to finish for us. And look at how clean these cuts are. Like there's no gaps between anything. It's exactly how a pro editor would do it. So let's actually like listen to the, all right, so let's like start this from the start and see how it sounds. Have you ever heard of the dead internet theory? It's basically the theory that bots have taken over the internet and contribute to like it's so clean. There's no gaps between anything. Everything's super cohesive. This would have taken me hours to go through through a 40-minute course and edit. Now I can just watch the entire thing at double speed or even triple speed just to make sure. And I just do that by clicking L on my keyboard twice. If I wanted to go over it all, which I will, I'm still going to manually scrape through it all. But you can see this is a crazy tool that saves you hours and hours and hours. And like I promised at the beginning of the video, I'm going to give you this skill completely for free. I'm also going to give you access to that course that I was editing completely for free as well. And that's all in my free Skool community called AI Systems for Human Content. This Skool community is just over a week old. We already have 1.3 thousand members in it, and I'm dropping new skills in here all the time and also free courses, as you can see. So once you're here, go over to Classroom at the top, and the free skill will be located in AI automations. It's not uploaded just yet because I'm in the middle of filming this video, but there will be a perfect cuts video editor skill here where you can click that and then grab the file. This is from my last video, my Higgs field replacement. And there will also be another block that will have the free course. That course is called Stay Human. It's all about how to create content with AI while keeping your content human. If you want to start a business through content on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever platform you want, that course will help you cut through a ton of the noise. Like I mentioned, I've been a professional creator for 5 years. I've been editing video for 20 years. I've made millions online. Even though people think this is my only channel, it's not. I have 650,000 subscribers and followers across all of my other channels. So this is the business that I run. This channel that I'm on right now, this is brand new. This is like a week and a half old at its current time, and I have 1,500 followers. And the last video that I dropped right now, like literally there's 3 videos on this channel. This video is currently sitting at 27,000 views. So clearly I know what I'm doing. If you got some value from this video, subscribe to this channel and turn on notification bells. My name is Vic, and make sure you stay human.